Hi everybody, welcome to my presentation. So today we're going to talk about bulimia and how does it lead to other disorders. So my name is Eva Milford and today I will be presenting you this serious disorder that is going on. First of all, what is bulimia? So bulimia is a very serious disease and it's very common in teenagers. It is an emotional disorder, meaning it's a mental health issue. This disorder is usually created because of distortion of body image. So the person usually doesn't like their body image and wants to lose a lot of weight and it's struggling with his or her body image. So here we can see a picture of her looking at the mirror and she looks at herself as overweight while she is really skinny. So it's a disorder they have. So bulimia, as mentioned before, is very common in the United States. It's very common because of pressure, usually social media pressure. All of the teenagers have access to that, so it's very common. Teenagers have this invisible pressure over them. This is usually followed because of social media. Pictures of perfect bodies make teens struggle with their own body shape. They want to be seen like this sort of perfection, this sort of perfect body that is usually edited. It's not always a real body. They see this perfect body in social media and they want to be like that. They want to have that body. So bulimia doesn't come alone. It can come with other disorders. So bulimia has a lot of symptoms. Some symptoms can be binge eating, which means overeating and then purging. Another symptom is fluctuation in weight and inflamed esophagus, meaning it's being preoccupied by your body shape and weight, living in fear of gaining weight, repeated episodes of eating abnormally large amounts of food in one sitting, feeling a loss of control during binging. So you have to eat a lot of food, and then you have to purge it out, so you don't have to feel guilty after eating it. So here's a picture of a person eating a lot of food. He is binging, and then he or she goes and vomits everything out to let the guilt out. So other symptoms can be bloating, which means a swollen stomach, seizure or fainting, irregular heartbeat, dry skin, menstrual irregularities, loss of menstruation, muscle cramps, and tingling in hands and feet. So these are some symptoms in binge eating. If you have one of these or more of these, it's symptom that's coming. So that means that you're having bulimia symptoms. There's a lot of pressure in bulimia. People want to be attractive. All of the teenagers in the United States have access to this social media. So they want to fit in, especially teens, both genders. These days, there is an addictive and dangerous fake media, which is social media. This is the place where you can edit pictures and make your life be seen as perfect, including your body. Teens want to look like this perfection. They want to be part of the group and be seen as cool or have a good body, which makes them fit in. They have this invisible pressure that wants them to be perfect. And this causes extra stress to deal with since we are not all born with these bodies seen at social media that are considered perfect. I have a lot of suggestions towards this disorder. So I really suggest that you can seek help immediately. As I mentioned before, you need to get help as soon as possible. This is a treatable disorder. You can get better. You don't want to make this issue worse than it already is. My main suggestion is to tell your family members and seek for help. There are very recommended treatments and efficient in the United States. These places where you can get help are very helpful and can get you out of this disorder successfully. You have to seek help. You have to seek for help before the disorder comes and it turns really bad. During this year, we got a lot of information in these mental health issues. One of them was bulimia. So we have learned that bulimia is a disorder that can lead to many others, as I mentioned before. It is actually related to binge eating, now that you eat a lot of food and purge afterward. You purge because you want to release the guilt that you ate. We have learned that this is a mental health issue. I learned that there are different causes towards this disorder. The scientifically cause is that women with a biological sister or mother with an eating disorder are at higher risk. For example, suggesting a possible genetic link. There is also emotionally caused. They may have low self-worth or struggle with perfectionism. They may have trouble controlling impulsive behaviors, managing moods, or expressing anger. There may be a history of emotional, physical, and sexual abuse at the center of feelings of worthless. This topic and this disorder is very important for everyone to know about, especially teenagers, which is our audience right now. There is a strong importance. This disorder does not come alone. If you tend to have bulimia, purging all of your food, and not feeling okay with your body, more disorders can come with that. Anorexia nervosa is one of the many disorders that have to do with body image. Anorexia, binge eating, depression, abuse of drugs and alcohol. There is a fear of obesity or unstable weight. Teenagers with their own bodies, they don't have to have the perfect bodies that are presented in social media to feel good. As I said before, like a lot of times, the bodies that are presented in social media are usually edited. They're not real. They're fake. So going with this, teenagers should not feel this pressure pushing them down. Everyone should be happy with their own bodies. They don't have to have the perfect bodies that are presented in social media to feel good. Many of the perfect bodies, as I said before, are edited or maybe going through a disorder as well. This desire to have these bodies can end up pretty bad. You can end up in a hospital. You turn to be sick, you start to have some effects, feeling faint, red eyes, throat swelling, body vomit, irregular heartbeat, hemorrhoids, scarred hands, and many more. This can end up really bad. Giving importance to this disease is very important because it can create awareness towards bulimia that is greatly affected by what society says or acts towards a person. Mental illnesses affect 90% of the adult population, 46% of teenagers, and 30% of children each year. People who have this illness live all around you. So 46% of teenagers, which is our target audience, are having this serious disease. As you can see in these images, this is a person that is healthy. She's not fat, she's not overweight, she's healthy, and she is editing, she's trying to curve her body and make it slimmer, like a Barbie. These are some Victoria's Secret models with the perfect bodies like we are presented to. And this is actually not healthy because they go through struggles as well. Moving on, importance. You need to know that your body is perfect, no matter what you see on social media. You have to stay healthy. It is very important for you to know about this disorder because you need to take precautions. Seek preventions. Know there are treatments. There are people out there that can help you. You have to seek for help before it's too late. You need to know the symptoms and save yourself. More about bulimia. So, the specific audience, which is teenagers, tend to have issues with their image, as I said before, usually because of social media, this invisible pressure pushing them down. So, teenagers have a lot of pressure towards their body image and have a lot of insecurities about their looks. It is important to bring this topic out and make them feel more confident about their body. I think that a big percentage of teenagers in the United States have issues with their body image and lead to bulimia or other diseases like anorexia, binge eating, and many others. Bulimia is a big problem now that it can lead to other mental health issues. Bulimia nervosa has been a very common disorder in other ages as well. In middle-aged women, it also happens. This disorder is also very common in other ages. This can happen because of divorce, sexual abuse, financial problems, stress in general. This woman can receive special treatment, which is partial hospitalization, intensive outpatient, and outside treatment team. Many of these treatments or help mentioned above do work. They can help you, but this disorder, and like many others, it can always come back to you. Once you have it, you will always have it, but you can improve it. Bulimia happens in all genders. It is very common in boys as well. There are many solutions to this disorder. This disorder has solutions. You can get treatment. Although 6% of the bulimic can actually get treatment, you can get help as well. I researched and looked up for the best treatment centers for the ones who need it in all of the 50 states. There are different types of treatments: intensive outpatient, partial hospitalization, residential treatment, and inpatient treatment. You can get excellent and reliable help in all 50 states in Eating Disorder Hope. This is a site where you can find the best help in the United States. They provide the top eating disorder treatment in places where you can seek for help. The best solution for this disorder is to get help. You have to seek for help because this disorder, like many others, can lead to other. You have to be careful with this disorder. It is a very serious disease and it can potentially lead to other serious diseases. You have to seek for help as soon as possible. What has been done in other populations? So, as we know, bulimia is a very serious disorder that affects teenagers, but bulimia nervosa is also very common in other ages. As I said before, middle-aged women. Sorry, this is an example of how your mouth looks after purging and binge eating and purging it out bulimia. So look at your teeth and look at your throat. So it's starting to get effects in your body as well. So finally, I really hope this presentation was helpful for anyone out there struggling to get past this serious disease. Bulimia is a very serious disease that can be treated as mentioned before. After all, the expectant can understand how serious bulimia nervosa can be and how it can lead to other serious disorders. The reader can understand and see the symptoms and the treatments to this disorder. It is important he or she can take precautions towards this disorder and get help before it worsens. It is essential to understand the benefits from seeking help and getting better. You can do it. Thank you for watching. These are my APA citations.